Love to all, and God bless you. This is Chris, the light before the sun. And in this video, guys, we got a lot to go over. Actually, I'm going to keep this short as I can. Listen, we are in the last days that I've told you before. Now things, like I told you before, the devil is speeding up his plans. And there is something very, very wicked in, going on right now. It's starting. And what is that wickedness? It is the mark of the beast. Now, I wanted to wait until a few things happened before I brought this video to you guys. But now it's time for me to bring it to your attention. Now, what is the mark of the beast? Okay. In Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 17, it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." The number is 666, the devil. Now, what is the mark of the beast? Man, some people thought it was that happened a little while ago. That was a part of the mark of the beast, the beginning of the mark of the beast. But what we're really seeing here is it's going to be these chips that people are going to be used. They can put them in their hands. Like I said, on the right hand, you put it in your hand, you can use it to pay for certain things, like a Apple Pay sort of thing. And also saw the Elon Musk talking about putting chips in your head that's gonna allow you to think fast or process certain things, or to overlay certain hoods above your eyes so you can see certain things. In China, they have this thing called the social credit score. So if you disagree with certain things of the Chinese government, or you do certain things out in the public that is deemed not what they would want you to do, they have the social credit score where you can't even go certain places, you can't even enter certain places, you can't even buy certain things. Okay, and this is starting to spread, guys. They even have this thing where you put like your biometrics, like you have your eyes look into the thing. It takes a look at your eyes, and you also maybe even have to use your fingerprint in certain things just to enter certain stores and to buy things from. And they have it to where you can enter this store, and whatever you pick up, the cameras that are all around, they see the things that you pick up, and it automatically gets added into your app. All right, this is what we're moving towards. They say to stop crime. Now, in Europe, in the UK, they exited the national, like the universal way of the currency, because the US dollar is going down. It was the Brexit. So in Europe, they try to come up with their own form of currency. And you saw this with the Bitcoin type of stuff, the bit currency. Now the digital currency. Now the US has come up with their own form called FedNow. This was it went live on July 20th, 2023. FedNow is the US's form of digital currency. They're slowly going to start moving towards digital currency where you can pay using, they want a cashless society. Why are they doing this? Well, eventually it's going to get to the point where it's going to be all cashless, just straight digital, so they can control and look where you're spending your money, where you're sending your money to, where you're getting money from. And they also want to phase out the homeless, because if you're not able to give money to the homeless and stuff like this, they're just going to die of starvation. Now, I remember when I was flying back to California, to my apartment, or to the house I was living at. Actually, no, it was my apartment. And there was this Uber driver. and he was saying to me that something I didn't even realize that a lot of states and cities, they give their homeless tickets to go to be homeless in California. They would give them flights, tickets to go be homeless, like just to get them out of their city to be homeless in California. I remember the first time I went to LA, I was doing a photo shoot for I think it was some models or some singers, and we were in the arts district, and we were doing photo shoots around this area, and then we turned and we went down this one street. We turned and looked down this one street. Some of you may know the street, some of you may not know. It was called Skid Row. And it's gotten so much worse since the time when I first went there. But in the street, like as far as you can see, literally on both sides of the roads, it was nothing but homeless people. Somebody as far as you can see. Like I saw this one kid, he was a teenager, man. Like he was like maybe around 15, 16 years old, homeless, man. Look, it looked sad. I'm talking about when we went down the street, you could see like cops trying to get like homeless people up there with like literally just peeing on themselves and stuff like that on the sidewalk. I mean, it was sad. Like you saw nothing but tents and stuff like on both sides of the streets, man. It's pretty bad out there in Cali, and it's getting bad in other places as well. So they're trying to find ways to fade out the homeless. Like I said, they're trying to come up with a currency that will be able to control, and so the government can see where you spend your money. All right. Now, along with this, they've also started, and you see this in California, especially in the Valley area. They've come up with a little chip that you can put in your hand, and instead of paying like with your phone and scanning it on and using like your Apple Pay type of thing, you can use that chip in your hand to pay for your groceries, for anything that you got to pay with. They use that chip in your hand to pay. Guys, this is the mark of the beast. Technology starting to be formed, and as we go along, it's going to get more and more prevalent. It's going to get to the point where Fed now is going to be the currency that you have to use if you are in the U.S. and or some other type of service just like it. You know, Fed now it's almost like a PayPal, like a Cashapp type of thing. Okay, so or a Zelle. So you're gonna have to use this. Like right now, we can use it on our phones. If you got an iWatch, you can use it with your watch. You can use it to scan it. At some point, they're gonna start requiring, like I said, we're moving towards a cashless society, so they can see where you spend your money. At some point, like especially for people that are dealing drugs or drug dealers and stuff like that, they want to know how are you getting this money? Where is your money coming from? Are you doing illegal things? So they can be keeping track of all this type of stuff. So all you people that's going out there looking for plugs and stuff like that, they're gonna start seeing how is this money coming, and they're gonna start questioning those people, and then it's gonna come back to you. Man, the government is slick, man, and it's all ran by Satan. It's all ran by the devil, you know. So, like I said, as we move towards this cashless society, then it's gonna get to the point where they're gonna start requiring that you get something like a chip in your hand or a chip in your head, so they can control you. Now, once it gets to this point, it's downhill from there. I mean, we already getting to the point where it's downhill. Remember when they had if you didn't get this, you couldn't go into certain places, you couldn't take certain flights. It's gonna get to that point. You couldn't buy certain things. Guys, you might want to go. You might want to go buy you a little land. Go to a country, maybe even go to middle America, and buy you some land and start growing you some crops. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little garden. Go out there, start growing you some okras. Plant you a little apple tree. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get you some cattle, some chickens. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to start fending for yourself at some point. Because if you're not going to be willing to get the stuff that they presenting the Fed now, or the chip in your hand or the chip in your head, you won't be able to buy or sell anything. And Bible even says if you get this mark of the beast, you're out of heaven, man. God is not gonna let you in heaven if you get the mark of the beast. You're out of it because you're giving yourself over to Satan and the plans that he has for you. And a lot of people, they're gonna just feel like they have to do this to provide for their family or to provide for themselves. Even that YouTube content creator marketer, Mr. Beast, he said himself, like, if Elon Musk comes out with this little chips in his head, he's gonna be the first one to line up to do it. So he's already promoting it to his audience. Yeah, go ahead and get this chip. Get this chip. Man, that's why you see what's happening, what's going on with his little restaurant business, his Mr. Beast burgers and stuff like that. You seeing the issues he's going on having with that. That's judgment coming on to him, man. Listen. Do not get this thing. You're gonna see people. They're gonna be fed now. They're gonna be having little incentives for you to sign up. Maybe they'll offer you a certain amount of money for you to sign up. Give them your information. Don't sign up for that nonsense. Forget that nonsense, guys. Don't do it. Don't get the chip. Don't get the mark. All right. Now, there's this movie on Netflix called Bird Box. All right, and they also have Bird Box Barcelona. Okay, and you see the guy throughout the movie, the guy who's talking about God and all this type of stuff. He has his mark on his hand. It was the same mark I showed you, almost the same mark I showed you when I said in my video talking about the fallen angels. Looked almost like this. So it was like a eye with a little circle in it. I believe that's the mark of the beast, guys. I even have another drawing that I have, and at the top there's that mark on it. Guys, I drew this in 2019. It was a while ago when I drew this. Okay. Listen, in that movie, even at the towards the end of the movie, like the guy, like the main guy of that movie in the Bird Box Barcelona, by the end of the movie, he was saying, beware of false prophets, for like inwardly they are ravenous wolves. They have the sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. And he even questioned himself. He was like, am I the wolf throughout this movie? Because he was being deceived throughout that whole movie that, oh yeah, you have to look at these angels, which these were actually fallen angels. He was like, you look at these angels and stuff like that, because that's why they were closing their eyes so they wouldn't see. He said, you look at these angels, you'll know the truth and all that type of stuff. So he was being led astray, and he was leading a whole bunch of people astray throughout that whole movie. And like once they decided to kill themselves and stuff like that in these movies, off themselves, he saw a light go up from them. Like it was like a light going up to heaven and stuff like that. But once he stopped being deceived and he started questioning certain things, he wasn't seeing the light go up anymore. So he was like, all right, something's not going on right here. So he started, like, they called these people seers. They were immune to the effects of the them offering themselves, basically. Now, also the guy, like I said throughout the movie, who had the little mark on his hand, whenever he put the mark on other people, he would draw that little circle on their foreheads. Like I said, this is the mark of the beast. They show you this stuff in Hollywood, man. They're showing you it in Hollywood. Also, another movie, it's not about the mark of the beast, but it's about the kind of like the Revelation last days. This movie called The Mist. Go watch that movie. When I first watched that movie, and I saw it a certain way, but then after I read the Bible, and I went back and rewatched that movie, my whole mindset of how that movie went changed, man. Like I started to see certain little things, like even little hidden things that were put out throughout the movie. Man, I would recommend watch that movie. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Don't get that mark of the beast. Don't let these people take away your soul from you, sell your soul. This is Chris, the Light Before the Sun. If this has helped you in any way, like, comment, share, subscribe. I got a lot more content coming to you guys. God bless you. Love to all of you. Y'all have a nice one.